Solving and graphing inequalities using the distributive property. Step 1 is to distribute the number on the outside of the parentheses to all of the terms on the inside. Distributing means you are multiplying the outside number by both terms or all of the terms on the inside. 6 times h is 6h. 6 times 2 is 12. You bring down your symbol greater than or equal to and bring down your negative 12. We need to get 6h by itself on the left-hand side, so we need to get rid of adding 12. The inverse of adding 12 is subtracting 12. Whatever you do on one side, you must do to the other. 6h comes down, our 12s cancel. We bring down our symbol, negative 12 minus 12 is a negative 24. The next thing we need to get rid of is the 6. It is being multiplied by the h, so to undo multiplication, we need to divide. So we are going to divide both sides by 6. We end up with h is greater than or equal to negative 4. Since we divided by a positive number, we do not flip our symbol. All right, now it's time to graph this inequality. Remember, numbers to the left are less and numbers to the right are greater. We need negative 4 on our number line since negative 4 is the number in our inequality. If h is greater than or equal to negative 4, we are going to have a closed circle on negative 4. And because it's greater, we are going to move to the right, signifying all of the numbers greater than negative 4. The next example that we are going to look at today is this one right here. Our b is on the right-hand side, but that's okay. We're going to leave it there for now. Our first step is to distribute the 1/8 to both of the terms on the inside of the parentheses. Remember, distribute means to multiply. So we are going to take 1/8 and multiply it by 4/5. We are also going to take 1/8 and multiply it by a negative 6. As you can see, there is a subtraction sign here. That subtraction sign goes with the number that follows it. So 6 is the number that follows it. So minus 6 is the same thing as negative 6. Once we distribute, we end up with 1/10 b minus 3/4. Our next step is to isolate the 1/10 b. To do that, we need to undo subtracting 3/4. The opposite of subtracting is adding, so we are going to add 3/4 to both sides. Now that we've added 3/4 to both sides, we are left with 1/10 b on the right-hand side and 3/2 on the left. To get b by itself, we need to multiply by the reciprocal. That way we can cancel out, and the only thing that's left is b. Whatever we do to one side, we must do to the other side. So when we multiply 10 times 3/2, we end up with 15. So we are having 15 is greater than or equal to b. Remember, it's easier to graph when b is on the left-hand side, so let's take a look at what we have. 15 is greater than or equal to b. So 15 is the bigger number and b is the smaller number. We can rewrite this inequality as b is less than or equal to 15. 15 stays the bigger number and b stays the smaller number. Now it's time to graph. b is less than or equal to 15. That means we will have a closed circle on 15 and our graph will be shaded to the left.